Who's doing the intro?
I don't even know what the intro should be.
Is it?
We obviously don't have an intro, but
We don't have a name,
what
we don't
up,
have anything.
peeps? Just three friends here, just trying to chill out, hang out, talk some basketball. Childhood friends we've known for a long time. Never really talked about basketball before, so just trying. See how it goes.
We're giving it a go. Let's see how this goes.
See how it
We're
goes.
called Ball is Life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but there's so many Ball is
We
Life.
can't really use ball as life.
Yeah, we'll talk about that some more.
Ball is life. We'll come up with a name.
Come up with a better name, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I guess to start off, to kick this off, we really want to just flash back into last year's season.
Yeah.
What our thoughts are on the previous season. Impressed, disappointed. You want to go first, or should I go first?
I know I was super impressed, like in the playoffs with the Clippers.
The Clippers.
The
Yeah.
Clippers,
I can see that.
they took the Golden State Warriors, this crazy era team. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Okay, you're gonna have to take Thompson and all of these guys, but like they took them to where was it? Like 5-6 games?
Took them to 7. They took them
Really?
7 games.
No,
Wait.
6.
It was 7.
It was 7?
Yeah, it was 7.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on.
We're gonna start this thing off really ignorant right now because we're sitting here.
I believe it was 7.
I want to say
think it was
6, but
So
Because there was one game they lost that was like really close.
Yeah,
that
exactly,
Was the one to take
exactly.
Them, yeah,
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure it was 6.
I wouldn't put money on it, but I also think it's 6.
Yeah.
okay, we got 2 for 6, 1 for 7. Let's check out the history.
I mean, regardless of that, though, the Clippers did really.
And the thing is
they
that-
had fight in them. That's the thing, because I mean, for me, like
They were a weak
the
team.
only offensive monster on the Clippers last year was Lou Williams, and I
And he was
still
off the
till
bench.
today, I
20
do not understand why this. I understand the whole thing about like coaches and like trying to get the max out of a player, and then the way to get the max out of this player is this method over here. I get that. But I just wonder where his career would have been if he'd been a starter, maybe even in the last 2 years.
So
Because arguably for me, he's been my 6th man of the year for the last, I don't even know.
8 years easily. No, the thing is, I can understand why he started that way. Think of Manu Ginobili as
Of
someone
course.
in his
I understand why.
like,
I'm just saying, like,
But Manu Ginobili was a little bit of different, right? Because Manu Ginobili came into the league as a player that could have started for any team, right? Because he'd had all international experience. The thing with Lou Williams is he came into the league behind Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
He was Allen Iverson's rook.
yeah.
And he wasn't that impressive as a rookie. So he was going to start from a bench perspective.
I get that.
Right?
And
And
I agree with you. as
So
well.
he didn't develop into the guy we know now as a can start for any team in the league player until maybe his 5th year. And even then he wasn't being considered for a 6-man position, 6-man of the year. Because there were people behind him like Jay Crawford, who else?
Again, I'm just saying
Starters.
I'm
Starters
just saying
that were
he's
now
in that
6 men.
echelon of players where it's just like, yeah, you could be a starter and you could do really, really well. And I'm just saying that given the production value that he had over the last he's had over the last couple of years, who's to say where he'd be right now if he was starting?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not trying to say that again, it's probably because of he's being inserted in the game when people are tired or when there's this rotation being made. You can make any kind of argument for why he's good coming off the bench, but I'm just saying that he's got the skill set of a starter.
And he's proven himself against starters.
Exactly.
To go with what you're saying, he's proven himself against starters. So he averages something like 25 points in as much minutes.
Yeah.
Okay? He doesn't average 30 minutes a
Look,
game.
his per 36, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Again, next
but
week we'll come back with stats, but this
we'll
week
go to
we
proper
just
stats.
vibing.
So right now he's averaging 20 something odd points
right.
in limited minutes.
Right.
but he averages those minutes in the majority in the fourth and late in the game when players are playing their best against the team that the opposite coach has thought is the most productive.
Yeah.
So in crunch time moments, he's on the court.
Yeah.
Right. So he's playing against the better players. He's not playing against the second string, except in the early first quarter.
Yeah.
But he doesn't play productive minutes in the first quarter. He plays like split minutes in the first and second quarters.
And isn't he a fourth quarter person at the end of the day?
Yeah, he really is.
So if you think about it, yeah, he's scoring these major buckets against top players, starters really, to finish the game, to get them the win.
So I'm going to play my own devil's advocate. So I was agreeing with what you were saying before, that if he'd started, perhaps he might be definitely one of the top 10 players in the league over the last 6, 8 years.
Because
He
that
might
floater of his is just butter.
It's wet. It's absolutely wet. He's got something working for him, and he does it really well against top-notch defenders.
And in clutch moments as
in
well.
clutch moments as well. But I'm going to play devil's advocate to what I'm saying there by saying, but maybe because he earns the bulk of his minutes in third and fourth quarters, that perhaps the starters and top quality players he's playing against already past their thing. They're already a little bit winded. So
I'm sorry, I don't agree with that at all, because at the end of the day, if you are that one player who is the franchise player, I'm talking the Hardens, I'm talking the LeBrons, I'm talking the people that we consider the people to watch, the people that sell tickets right now. Third quarter, fourth quarter, first quarter, it does not matter. You are trying to elevate your game, and I admit that there are times when people get tired. I get that, but I am sorry, that is not.
People averaging 36 minutes a game. You think third, fourth quarter, they're still fresh enough to be keeping up with people like Lou Will?
That's the difference.
Score limited minutes early.
That's the difference. We're talking purely offensively right now, because I don't really rate him that much as a defender.
Oh, no. I'm saying he's going against them defensively, but their defense is perhaps a step slower because it's later in the game.
Perhaps. I'm just saying, I don't know. I wouldn't want to use that argument with Lou Williams right now, because that's taking away from what.
No, he's a top-notch player. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
But
that's why.
Yeah, but I don't even know how we got onto Lou Williams.
The Clippers.
We were talking about the Clippers taking Golden State.
And the thing is
X amount of games.
Yeah, because
we haven't even found out how many games was it? Did you check?
I have here every game. I have here every game. So.
No, we just want to see what the record was. It's just a quick Google search.
Because here's the thing is that I think there were a couple of games where at the end of the fourth quarter, they put in Lou Williams to get the buckets against the Warriors, right? And what were they doing? They were double teaming him. And he couldn't score. Okay,
yeah.
He can score against one player easily, but then who else was scoring on the Clippers team? And he was the only one. So that's how they stopped the Clippers. But then now, with the addition of other players, and if it's still on the team...
Are we going there right now, or are we...
Okay.
I'm just saying. I mean, I thought we were talking about last season.
All right.
So you've already gone through this game, so I'm going to let you do the research.
What am I supposed to be looking for?
LAC versus Golden State. How many games it went?
Was there any money on this?
No. I'm the one guy. I stand to win and lose a lot. If we were 2-2, that's one thing, but we're 2-1.
Nah, it was in 6. It was in 6.
It was in 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Close six. Very exciting 6. And I think they're the only ones who took the Warriors to 6, no?
Sorry?
Well, no, the Warriors lost.
They what?
With Kevin Durant
and
Steph Curry and
with their full squad.
The full squad. They're the only team that took the Warriors to 6.
Listen, they just had a lot of I think Golden State underestimated them a little bit. That's just my thought.
Toronto Raptors also, but they beat Golden State in 6.
Yeah, he just said that.
Yeah.
That's when he said
he caught himself.
Yeah, he caught himself.
Yeah. So
Barring
But anyway,
Look,
this
can we-
is-
can we- can we
this is
agree
still the
that-
can we just talk about the fact that this is still the introduction to this?
Yeah, we're gonna go real deep with this conversation.
introduction.
So can we all agree also that, I mean, you started off with the playoffs. I didn't want to do that. I was hoping that we'd start with regular season, but fine.
Okay,
we
go for it. Yeah.
regular season last year was crap.
Let's just talk
It was
about the
garbage.
season as a
It was
whole.
garbage. Regular season.
Oh, you thought the regular season was garbage?
Too many people getting injured, like in
That's always going to be the case, though.
yeah, but these
People
were
are
big
always
players,
gonna
big
get
name
injured,
players who we're used to seeing throughout, and people resting. So we had Kawhi, we had LeBron, we had
the resting thing we'll probably
Davis.
get to at some point.
we had a lot of big name players.
Yeah.
The teams that we follow. We're not. Let's face it. Are you watching the Suns?
I'm not watching the Suns. I'm watching Devin Booker.
Fair point. Fair point. Fair point.
Why would
You brought him up. You brought him up. I'm gonna go there immediately.
Okay,
What did you
okay.
think about his postseason thing about double teaming?
Are
what's
we
that?
talking about the NBA season, or are we talking about postseasons and things that you're
I mean,
doing
his argument was getting double teamed.
the fucking Gazendorf Park over here, man. Yo, man, we talking about like practice?
Wait, but what's the point though?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I had to go in there.
So what's this thing?
So we're scrubbing that topic completely. Don't worry about it. We were basically going on about how in the off season, post season,
Wait, you haven't seen this?
he went into a pickup game.
Yeah.
He went into a pickup game, and they started to double team him, and he got pissed and started to rant. He's like, "Oh, we're doing this now. We're doing this.
Yeah.
We're
And then
double
you-
teaming in pickup."
And then you had, and then you had Kevin Durant come into his defense, saying that why are you double teaming in
a pickup game?
Pickup game.
Why not?
Precisely. So actually, Noah was playing the same pickup game, and it was like, hell yeah, we're double teaming.
Yeah.
We're playing ball. You don't like it? Get out of it. Do something. I mean, shoot.
This is basketball, man. Like,
So
strategy,
I'm
right?
100% the strategy. Like, if you are playing basketball,
Nah, man.
whether it's
Again,
all season,
stop it, guys. We're talking about
All
what
season.
happens in the NBA. I'm not a ball in the family watcher. I don't care about the Drew League. You know, I'll watch a highlight here or there, but I don't really care if an NBA player gets crossed up in there. You know, I don't care about that stuff. NBA season last year had some pretty good games in the regular season.
Okay, what was your most impressive game of regular season?
Okay, now you're going like specific. You have
Well, I give you my answer
Well,
straight
that's
off the
you.
top.
Go
Straight off
ahead.
the top, my answer
Go.
is the Derrick Rose game.
But-
51
oh,
points.
that was that was a good one. Yeah.
That was
I actually went and
insane.
rewatched that one. Yeah.
Like, here you have a man who has
insane.
been injured for the better part of 6 years, who's not been playing productive minutes, who has been in and out of lineups, who's taking breaks, personal breaks from teams, and he's getting I don't know, umpteenth shot playing for the Timberwolves. And he goes into that game and he kills.
So how do you think he's gonna fare this year?
He's healthy, and if you saw him in preseason, I want to go back to that later because I have him in a discussion topic for later.
Wait a minute.
I actually thought about it. Like,
Wait
I'm a fan of his from Chicago days. I really am.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
that's a controversial topic right there.
It really is though. Like,
Okay. Let's shelve that.
we can shelf it and come back to it,
Bookmark it, bookmark it.
but that was my
Bookmark
game.
it.
That was definitely my game of the season, and that happened in November.
Yeah.
You know.
All right.
So-
all right.
Christmas Day games were crap, were garbage.
Yeah.
They were good lineup. They were good teams, but they weren't impactful games to me. You know, sometimes there's a little bit of excitement, a little bit of curiosity, whatever.
Fair
That
enough,
went
fair
to
enough.
shit real quick.
Fair enough. I don't know. I just like. I'm of the minority where I just like dynasties. I guess.
So who's your dynasty?
I'm talking about like in the
who-
last.
Oh, you mean so? Okay, so
Not
That's-
obviously not now. I'm
Okay.
talking about in the sense that like the Golden State Warriors have been dominating
They're huge.
for
Yeah.
quite a while, and I kind of love that. And obviously, overall, besides Kobe, Steph is recently one of my favorite players. And,
and that's actually
don't end me because I know you hate Steph Curry.
I used to no. Wait,
Oh no!
hate
no,
Steph
no,
Curry.
no.
I
So
used to hate Steph Curry.
what's changing your mind on him then?
So the thing is, like, I
have
wasn't
players like
watching
this
too
too.
many games like back in the day, right? Of
Okay.
Steph Curry, and then I was just looking at these highlights, and I'm like, man, this guy, you know, from like I don't know 20 feet, 15 feet, I don't know the distance, just dropping, you know, J's like that, like 3-pointers, and I was like, come on, man, he's making it look like a video game, and I didn't like that.
So
And then when
you
I
know what you
actually
sound
watched
like
the
right
game-
now? Hold on.
No.
You know what you sound like right now? You sound like a goddamn hater.
Yeah,
You sound like a
Yes.
hater,
Of
man.
course. I was a hater. And then they were winning, you know, that was when they won like 73 games or something like that. And then I was like, nah, you know, I don't like the Clippers, the Warriors. You know, I'm a hater and for Steph Curry. But then I watched the games, the actual full games. And then I'm seeing like, you know, how he's on the point. Well, he kind of plays like point/shooting guard. And then like his talent in like crossovers and everything.
And just getting open, right?
Oh, his handles are
Right,
insane.
yeah.
His
His
handles are
handles are
insane.
ridiculous.
Let's talk about the fact
And
that
then I
let's talk
just
about how he just
started
comes off
liking-
the pick as well, man.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
he is
So-
like a
Oh
triple
my God.
threat just coming off the pick.
Yeah.
So he's the
And-
one guard in the NBA. I mean, the thing that they're always saying now, Stephen A. is saying this, a bunch of other people are saying this, is he's the best pure shooter the NBA's ever
that's
seen.
facts.
And I absolutely
That's
agree
easy.
because he's on the dribble,
That's facts.
he's
Off the dribble,
off the catch,
Yeah.
trick shots.
trick shots, distant shots, close, and then he can make his own.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
is there anyone better? I can't think of a single one.
I don't know.
Going back years and years.
I can't.
and then his statistics are crazy because he's efficient. He's not just throwing up shots.
And that's why
Yep.
I mean,
like,
bringing it back.
and making points. He's actually efficient.
Talking about how disgusting this is, I don't know if y'all have seen the Michael Jordan's comments on Steph Curry not being a Hall of
So,
Famer yet.
so
Oh, that was a joke, man.
no.
Let me
He's
say
so old
one
school,
thing.
it
One
was
thing.
dead-ass serious.
One thing. I thought it was dead ass serious as well for a while, and you know, our fellow sports pundits, Jalen, shoutouts. He said that Michael Jordan probably did this because he didn't want to get fined for tampering, and that makes so much
so
sense.
much
Really?
sense.
You're
That
going
makes
So-
so much
Man,
sense.
I think he was
So-
just making
so-
a joke.
No,
So-
that makes
that was-
so much
That
sense.
was my
man.
turning point as well to his comment.
Oh, you saw the Jalen Jacoby
I-
episode as well?
I watched everything. Look, when our moniker right now is Ball is Life, we're going to change that, but that's something that really rings true to me. I follow as much basketball, especially NBA basketball, as I can, and I don't miss these little comments very often. I do from time to time. You know, I got to work. We're on a 6-hour delay from the US, so let's face it, there are things that are going to go by us.
Yeah.
But definitely when I heard this comment, I went back, I actually watched the clip because it was a morning show that Jordan did. And so there was video of it, so I went back and watched it. Jordan doesn't do interviews.
Yeah.
let's like, first off, if Jordan is in the media, I'm going to turn on, I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch basketball because of him.
And I love listening to him, like, you know, from back in the day when he was, you know, when they're asking questions, he would give it the real, he'd give you the real deal. But
He is, for a basketball player, he's one of the first that's really got a presence about him. He's articulate. He speaks.
Yeah.
He speaks true to heart. I mean, for the most part. Granted, now he's an owner, and we can discuss the owner thing later as well.
Again, guys, this is the intro.
But this is why this conversation is so good. Like, I'm so happy to have this conversation, you know, and to have it with people that follow basketball and are serious about it. That's a different level for me, like, because we all go have these nights out where we start talking sports and stuff, and have people chiming in left, right, and center, thinking they know sports,
It starts
but
to
they don't
piss me
follow.
off. It's not even about that. I mean, I would have a conversation with someone that just watches their favorite
The
team,
layman.
you know, and then just like, you know, has a general understanding as to who is doing really well, and like, you know, I like to have a conversation. But what pisses me off the most is when some cats will come through thinking like, you know, they're Stephen A. or Max Kellerman or something like that. I'm like relax, man. Shit, you don't know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And they have these strong opinions and nothing to back it up, and it really
That-
frustrates me.
yeah.
Huh?
And
But yeah,
for
that's
me,
what it is.
The thing is, like, I know what you're saying, and how I watch or like kind of like follow the NBA. Like before, I used to only look at like statistics because we didn't have internet back then, right?
yeah.
So I'd look at the statistics and everything, try to understand it, from the gameplay, and then of course, like playing and then point guard, trying to So I learned a little bit more about the game, but then like later on, for me, I would like. I'd really listen to like the commentary. So I'd have like, for example, if like there's Hubie Brown or something, because he really goes into detail about those things.
True
And
that.
then there are times when I'm watching a game, especially in the playoffs, where I'd even rewind to be like, okay, what did the offense do, or like what did the defense do?
Yeah.
So sometimes it takes me like 3 hours to watch one
Oh
game.
no.
Not 3 hours, but you know what I mean, right? So I'm looking at like the finer details as well,
yeah.
not just like the highlights and
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
And
fair enough.
what other pundits, like you said, are saying.
Fair enough. But yeah, man.
I got two things I just want to say quickly off the bat. One, I'm a little bit distracted because we're here watching this Lakers game, and I noticed that they have a shot clock on the floor.
I was about to say.
See, I've been trying not to say anything about this game so far. I don't want to say anything or anything at all that will give anything away. I do not want to be that person that ruined the game for you guys. But there's so much shit that's just going on in this game, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So yeah,
I'm gonna rewatch.
on that
No,
basis.
I'm going to rewatch it with sound because there's clearly stuff that we're missing. But
Yeah.
like, I've never seen a running shot clock on display on the floor.
It's in.
That shit is
I
hot.
don't want to be that ignorant person. I don't want to be that person. But I'm just wondering to myself, like, is it augmented reality for us watching, or is it actually in the stadium, or people in the stands actually seeing that? I don't.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, for me, it looks like if it's projected from above or something, or maybe it's in the floor itself. Because I know they do these motion pictures during the intros and stuff, where the stuff things, and that's not from projectors up top.
That's another thing I've never known. I never know whether the
However,
in the stands can see it.
Yeah.
You can. All-Star game in Toronto, I went there with my brother, and that stuff that they showed in the broadcast, you can see it there live.
Really?
Yeah. So like
That's
the
pretty
video
cool.
in the floor, you
Yeah.
can see it there live. And I may be talking shit. It may actually be that there's some display technology on the floor. It may not be projected, but that is just awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then imagine if the players could see it as well.
Well, is he wearing a fucking tux?
Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone, man. That's PG, yo. Leave him alone. Leave him
His chin
alone.
is a bow tie too.
Yo, leave him alone, man. He can do whatever he wants. He just needs to come back and play.
Healthy.
Let him do whatever he needs to do.
Wait, why are you saying that though?
What do you mean? Why am I saying that?
Wait, what? Leave him alone as if like we can't criticize.
You can't rag on him.
Oh no, you
For
can rag him
wearing-
if you want, but I just want him to come back and do good because
Yeah. We're not talking about his game yet. He's not sure.
Lonzo's not in the Lakers anymore, so why the hell? I mean, Showtime. He's not there anymore.
Showtime, what?
I don't know. Oh, y'all haven't seen the.
I saw about this
What?
game. I saw and I told him. So
I'm gonna
he said
watch
he.
But do you know what happened?
Yeah.
I told him, but he
You know how Lonzo didn't play in like a particular.
I didn't go
match?
into details. I didn't go into
okay.
details.
I'll check that out.
That shit was crazy.
No, because
Hang on,
the reason
let's-
let me just real quick. The reason I say this is because, so you know the whole thing going on with Triple B right now. I don't know if
Yes.
we're gonna get canceled or anything.
Well, they're pretty much canceled, but he's trying to.
No. I mean, are we gonna get canceled? Are we gonna?
We're not even up, but we're gonna get canceled.
You never know, man. Shit. The door might just.
Oh, this is gonna be. We're gonna flash back to this in a couple of months, and we're gonna be putting our blooper.
Yeah, it should be.
We're gonna be putting our blooper reel on, and this will be it. Basically.
But anyway, all I'm talking about is the fact that, like, you know, the Alan Foster dude that's apparently
absconded with money and embezzled.
he
and shit.
then later accused LeVar Ball of being the one to, use Lonzo's money to fund his lifestyle. I mean, that's what it is. But then this guy has just put out a new YouTube channel.
Who, the money guy?
Yeah. That guy. He's just a YouTube channel where he is, and in one of his first videos, he talks about the fact that like Lonzo has an injury in his, I think, ankle that no one knows about, and he's about to like expose Lonzo for being very, very injured, and no one knows about this shit. And it's just very interesting about the fact that like Lonzo didn't play all of the fourth quarter in that Pelicans game.
He was on the bench like in the warm-ups.
So I don't
But
know
he
if
did
it's
play in
like,
overtime. He did play in overtime.
overtime, yeah. But I mean, like in that fourth quarter, he didn't really.
When
see
you
much
would
of
have
the
thought
court.
he would be playing, yeah.
He didn't really see much of the court
Like,
But also, why would you put Lonzo in the fourth quarter?
because apparently he's
because it
improved.
was close. It was a close game, and
Exactly.
they were up early. Pelicans were up early but
With him on the court.
With him.
Okay, but then think about this. Like, let's say you're the team, right? You just foul Lonzo.
Have you seen
What's
this
his-
new? Have you seen this
what's
new
his-
shot?
What's his
Have you seen this
free
new
throw
shot?
percentage? What's-
But have you
okay,
seen this
You
new
will be
shot?
impressed.
Have you seen this
You
new
will
shot?
be impressed. You will be impressed. Lonzo's shot
Is a lot better.
is nice. I mean, he's not shooting 40%. Okay.
Nice. It's
Impressive.
no, but it's an actual shot now.
It's a
That's what I'm
shot.
saying. Yeah.
It's a shot.
Yeah, it's an actual
And he's
shot.
not going to be making 40% from the free throw line like he did
What
last
was-
year.
I wonder what was his stats on the free throw line this last game.
You are such a son of a gun because I can see you smiling internally, and now that I call you out, you're smiling. You are a fucker.
Hey man.
I don't know. He might have been 3 from 5 or something like that. He might have been. I don't think he went to the line much,
He wasn't very good.
I'll check the game.
but
I'll check
it
the
was
game
better
for
than
sure.
50%.
Yeah. Oh wait, his free throw shooting?
His free throw shooting last night.
Wow.
Oh, last night.
Last
oh,
night.
I
Just
thought-
last night.
I thought you meant last season.
Last season it was
Oh.
40% or
Yeah,
some
yeah, I
shit.
thought you meant last season.
Yeah, so he's improved quite a bit.
Yeah.
you dick.
What was the 2 things, man? Let's go back to the season. Well, I've already mentioned that shit, so let's go on.
The ending of an era, like, because you mentioned the Warriors and the, like, you
Following
like eras.
eras,
and
yeah.
Dynasty, yeah.
That's what I felt like. Last season was the ending of a Warriors era, and now we're entering into a new era.
Whose era?
That's the thing, we don't know, right? And that's the interesting thing about it.
So I got something for you. Ending of an era. What defined the era for you, and why is it now that it's ended? Because I think I have a different perspective than.
Okay.
Then you might have.
I'll let you go first.
I mean, the whole thing with like Steph Curry just blowing up, like breaking records, even like introducing a new way of like basketball, like of playing basketball, right? We had like the small what do they call it? Where they have like lots of like small guys playing, small ball or whatever they call
Small
it.
ball motion offense.
Right. Yeah, and then now you have Kevin Durant, who I think he started as like a small forward. Now he's playing center and everything, and it was just like perfect the way they they run the team, and I felt like that was just an era of basketball where the 3-point shot is now like now we're getting to like the 3-point era type of thing, right? But then with Kevin Durant leaving, with the Warriors losing, it's like kind of like, okay, so how are they gonna take this 3-point game, this moving the ball and everything into the next thing? Because I think there's gonna be something new with also with Toronto winning.
My question is a little bit skewed in what you said, but also I want to be very specific in my question.
Yeah.
What ended the Golden State Warriors dynasty for you?
Kevin Durant getting injured.
And Kevin Durant leaving, presumably.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Golden State Warriors dynasty ending. Again, I mean we can't fault them for getting players injured and stuff like that. Like
Happens to every team.
it is what it is. But I think that's also kind of a big reason as to why their dynasty sort of ended. And I say it ended because, I mean, if they came back with the same team or the same core of players this season, then I wouldn't necessarily say that the dynasty has ended. But the fact that Kevin Durant, like you said, is left, the fact that like Klay Thompson is injured, and he is that, like, if Kevin Durant leaves, you had the Splash Brothers, but like he's not even there anymore. And Steph Curry, I think, has so much to prove this year. I don't really think that they're going to go very far in anything particular, But I also believe that Steph Curry needs to show that, because I mean he's had Klay Thompson with him, he's had Kevin Durant with him. Draymond's been there, but I don't.
No, he's a great.
He's a great player. No. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great player, but I don't think that he is one of the like for that like attack mode. I don't think he's part of that attack mode. He's like maybe in the back shooting up the people like coming off on the sides and shit like that. But like for that attack mode, like going into that crucible and shit like that, like. It's Klay Thompson, it's Steph Curry, and it was Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant left. Klay Thompson injured. So I just feel like what's going to happen now with them? They're not really going to do anything. So the reason I say that it's important for Steph Curry to show his caliber right now is because now he's operating like James Harden was operating. Now he's operating like Russell Westbrook was operating. Now he's operating with people that pretty much had to carry a team on their own.
So now for this season, because Klay Thompson is out, he's going to have to operate that way.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. So here's my take on the whole question. Kevin Durant is not the reason the dynasty is over.
Okay.
It is Andre Iguodala and
that's some existential
Tyronn Lue. Because he's only been there for 4 seasons.
Who?
3 seasons, sorry. Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Tyronn Lue.
Who you talking
Wait, the coach Steve Kerr?
No, the tall guy, the tall lanky guy that broke his ankle and he was playing for the Clippers. Broke his leg. He retired.
Bogut.
No.
The tall lanky guy that was playing for the Clippers and he broke his leg while he's playing for the Clippers, but made it back and has played for all the 5 seasons.
Livingston.
Oh yeah,
so Livingston.
Well. Yeah, he was tired as well.
Andre Iguodala and Livingston, the two of their departures is what ends the dynasty. Because Klay Thompson will be back eventually. Steph Curry will be Steph Curry. Okay, we can leave him alone. Draymond Green. The team, the four people on that team that made that dynasty are Steph.
So you're talking
Klay.
about dynasty from the perspective of characters.
No, from players on that team.
That's what I'm saying.
People,
characters.
individuals on the team.
I'm talking about
the dynasty was
from
created before Kevin Durant was there.
Yeah,
because they went to 2 finals.
Of course.
They had that 73-7 record or whatever it was. Okay, so they were the beginning of the dynasty. So Kevin Durant tagged along to enter a dynasty that existed, or the potential for long-standing in any case. They had 2 seasons of the NBA Finals on their own.
Right.
So I'm not saying that Kevin Durant didn't make the team better. He did. He absolutely did. And he's a gem of a player. But the dynasty ending ends with Iguodala and Livingston leaving because you're not going to replace those 2.
Yeah, last season started with like the Clippers. I don't know if you know Lou Williams.
And we all agree
we
all agree that the dynasty is pretty much over. And
they can start a new one. They're still young enough, and there's still enough people.
Okay, so
I want to put that in there.
While we're on this topic of the Golden State Warriors, can we talk about what we think about D'Angelo Russell being on that team?
Not yet.
Why not?
Because this is still last season. We want to cap off the last season discussion.
Okay, I just feel like the conversation has just gone really random. Right
but
we haven't.
It blends into a lot of things. That
Okay. You know what?
So
let's cap it off.
If we're going to cap it off, let's cap it off. Award winners last season. What were your thoughts? I'm just going to list them off, who they were, and you can share your thoughts.
All right.
Okay. So the most valuable player, it clearly went to. It went to Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I thought you were reading for a second. I was like, what?
But it says James Harden.
Okay. I agreed with it. What do you guys think?
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely. I'm not saying I understand the argument for Harden.
Support your argument. Support your definitely. Okay. Because that's a very strong thing.
Because the thing is also, I think we need to not only define like what the MVP is, but then also look at like what the MVP was. So like, you know, a little bit of consistency as well. Mm-hmm. Usually it's, best team in the NBA. Bucks. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Impact on the offensive and defensive end.
Yes. Very much.
Giannis.
Yes.
Take away Giannis from the Bucks. Where are they?
I don't want to
Take
use
away-
that argument against Harden because take away Harden, where's
Okay.
Houston?
Right, but then if you look at those particular games, right, where like let's say for instance you take away Harden, I think it was like December, January or something. Okay, fine. The Clippers, the Rockets, they won't do so well, but also they were lacking Chris Paul, right?
But you saw what James Harden did eventually without Chris Paul.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to support.
I still agree, Giannis. My pick. I'm still for Giannis for MVP.
I'm going to support his argument.
But
real quick.
I'm just trying to play like a little bit of a devil's advocate right now, because I don't think it's that easy of a thing where it's just like, of course.
Okay. Yeah.
it's
Right.
Giannis.
It's not easy.
So-
For me, it's like it's Giannis, but I get why Harden's in the
yeah,
race.
True.
I agree with that, Tate. I'm going to agree with what you said earlier, though, in terms of why you can say Harden on and off the court, and having Chris Paul there when he wasn't playing, they did shit. But actually, the Rockets with Chris Paul and without Harden were pretty solid.
Yeah.
Their record with Chris Paul playing and not Harden is pretty good compared to Harden without Chris Paul.
I'm sorry, I don't really care about that stat because
I think
if
Chris Paul
if I was
missed
a
9
betting
games.
man, and if I was going to put my money on anyone, I would definitely be putting my money on Harden. I'm sorry.
No, for sure. Harden made that team, kept that team relevant
Yeah, so I don't
for
really
a large
understand why
portion.
you're
But my
comparing-
reason for saying that is that the Rockets on their own, without Harden, were still, with Chris Paul healthy. Let me just put this differently. With Chris Paul
It was
healthy,
like for a week.
we're still. It was a 9-game stretch. It was a 9-game stretch. It was a 9-game stretch when Chris Paul was healthy and Harden wasn't playing.
Yeah.
And they went 7-2. And I gotta say, like, if you're gonna make the argument, take away the one
Do you
player.
remember what teams they played against?
No, but we can look that up and have that for
Because
next
that,
time.
that could change that 7-2 for me as well.
But it was also early in the season, so people it may not. I mean, there are a lot of
And that's
reasons
what
why
I mean.
not to
Chris
take.
Paul
You can't
not
take these
having
things in
James
isolation.
Harden
But
was early in the season. James Harden not having Chris Paul was a little further in the season where games kind of mattered.
it started early in the season too.
I don't
Let's
know.
not
I don't
forget.
know. I
Let's
don't
not
know.
forget.
Whatever.
Chris Paul
My
was
point-
out for a
my
number of
point-
reasons, but it just goes back to what I was saying. It's like his argument is grounded in the fact that the Rockets team without Harden still managed to perform above 50%, whereas you take away Giannis from that team, they
It's
don't
over.
make 50%.
It's over.
They don't make 50%. They don't make the playoffs.
I get it, but I'm just talking about the fact that like
They don't make the playoffs.
the Rockets only. For me, I still feel like the Rockets only got where they got to because of James Harden. I don't care about the fact that they had this record with.
Yes, they were never
Chris
going to
Paul.
make the.
You know, I get
they were
that.
never.
I get that
Did
Chris
they make
Paul
the Western
was
Conference
like crux
Finals?
to the whole thing, but I don't think
Yeah, the Rockets. Were they in the Western Conference Finals?
it was.
Warriors.
Yeah,
Warriors
yeah,
Rockets.
of
It was
course,
Warriors Rockets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Warriors Rockets. Yeah.
And then
So I don't think they make the playoffs without Harden. Do you think? In the
What?
West. In the West.
They make the playoffs.
They made the playoffs. Do you think Chris Paul healthy? Do you think the Rockets make the playoffs without Harden?
Yeah.
For the record, I'm standing up right now.
D'Antoni is excellent
Without
regular season
Harden, I don't know that the Houston Rockets would have made the playoffs. I will say it, and I will say it confidently.
coach. I think
Without
they can
Harden,
sneak in.
I do not
Yeah.
know that they would have made, because the thing is, their whole identity changes without Harden. The whole methodology and philosophy behind the
You
Houston
mean the ball
Rockets.
moves, people pass?
You mean the ball does not move when Harden is on the court? But the thing is, he's just making the shots he needs to make.
No, when he's on the court, the ball does not move.
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying
course.
without Harden, the ball moves.
Yeah, but then
the
that's
the
not.
offense is more structured into
That-
a traditional way of
that-
basketball thinking, a
But
team
that's not,
structure.
that's not D'Antoni, because D'Antoni says James Harden, give him the ball.
Yes, but
Shoot.
when he's not there, he still coached the shit out of him.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He
man.
still coached the shit out of them.
I just don't think the Rockets are the same team without Harden.
They're not. I agree.
That's
they're
why
absolutely
when you say Giannis without Giannis on the team, the Bucks are useless. I also believe that
in the
without
East.
Harden,
But in the East, even you add to that, the Bucks without Giannis don't make the playoffs in the East, which I think we all agree, is a worse conference. They're a shit conference. Yeah? 2 teams, Bucks and Philadelphia. Can we say it?
are we talking about last season still?
Throw in Boston. I don't agree, but throw in Boston.
You don't think Boston has anything?
I'm not a huge fan of Kyrie, but we can get into that later.
I'd like to get into that. Like,
Wait.
Because Kyrie and Harden are the same ilk for me.
Wait, what are you talking about? Like, Kyrie's with Brooklyn.
Last season was with Boston.
Oh, I'm so confused. I was so confused for a second. I thought you were talking about the fact that like the Boston Celtics aren't a good team this season.
Well, they're not a good season in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Boston? No.
You don't think they're a good team?
No, they lost 2 of their best players. Are you going to try and argue that the center, what's his name?
Al Horford.
Al Horford, the loss of him? That team is...
Oh my God.
They lost Al Horford.
Dude, Al
Can I
Horford
say one thing?
is
You said they lost
He
2
was
players.
out great last year.
You said they lost 2
And
players.
Kyrie, yes.
You said they lost 2
And
players,
Kyrie,
right?
yes.
Al Horford, I agree, is the difference maker.
Oh, he's a beast. He's
Please,
efficient as shit.
I'm about to say something that's gonna probably y'all are probably gonna be like, Justin, get the fuck out.
Okay,
it's fine.
hot take.
I accept
Justin,
that.
you have
I
a hot
accept
take
that.
moment. Let's hear it.
I
This is
accept
the hot
that.
take moment.
I
Yeah,
accept that.
let's hear the first hot take. Let's go.
I'd rather Kemba Walker on the Kyrie on the Celtics.
Agreed.
So how's that a hot take?
That's not a hot take at all. Why did you think we were going to throw you out for that?
Because you just said that they lost 2
2
of their
key
best
players.
So I think they only lost 1 key player.
But
because that one key player, that second key player that
Okay,
apparently they
so I'm
lost
going to defend what I
got replaced by someone who is
said. You're
arguably more efficient.
Are we going to make a comment?
No, you're not. You're gonna ruin the tape, man.
Okay, no. So you are not wrong. You're absolutely right. What I'm trying to say is though that they did lose 2 players. Whether or not they managed to replace and get better because of it, that's besides the point. They lost 2 of their core players, 2 of their good players. They replaced one real quick, and that goes to show you Kyrie on Boston was not helping you.
Yeah,
They replaced him real quick. Try and replace Al Horford.
yeah, that's true.
Try and replace him. It cannot be replaced. This guy, I don't know what happened to him in Atlanta under the former Cleveland coach, but he turned into something like the NBA should seriously look at, because his game went from a borderline all-star to someone who should be in an all-star game consistently.
Yeah.
Wasn't he on the 60-win team Atlanta Hawks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy, that coach that was previously with Cleveland, he came in there and turned that club around.
Yeah.
And Al Horford, like I said, he went from a good player, borderline all-star, to he should be a fixture.
Solid.
He should just be a fixture,
Yeah.
especially in the East. You kidding me? There are no centers in the league like him, or power forwards. I don't know how you want to call
Yeah,
it.
he's just very versatile.
He's amazing. Like, he's efficient. He plays D, and he's like, his offensive game is super solid.
Yeah, he's just a very smart big man. Yeah, he's just a very smart big man. Yeah.
He doesn't take wasted shots.
Yeah.
He doesn't take wasted possessions. He
passer.
passes.
Yeah.
He passes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rebounds.
I want him on. Like,
And he's
this
just
is
a hustler as well, right?
this is what
That's
changes
it.
the
Yeah,
game
too,
for
yeah.
Philadelphia
Yeah.
going into this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Let's do these awards real quick. Okay, so we said MVP was Giannis. 3 for 3. Everyone agrees with that.
I agree with John.
We recognize Harden's contribution.
Yeah, definitely.
Is this in order of like highest
That's
votes?
what I was thinking too.
Because I'm not too sure.
Because it got Paul George up in there, like,
It can't be right.
so on NBA.com. Just to be clear for the
It's
listeners,
Giannis and James Harden.
let me just be clear
Yeah.
for the listeners. On the NBA website, they have Giannis first, Paul George second, and James Harden third.
Yo, my dude, this is not really how the NBA website looks like. This
What is this format? Like, what's going on over here?
Because I don't have media in my
Because I think that changes it.
I have a lot of ad restrictions.
This is not how mynba.com looks like.
I have a lot of ad restrictions.
There's something
built
wrong.
into it.
I thought you wrote this
Something
up.
is
I
up.
thought you copied and pasted it onto a Word document or something. It looks bad.
So a lot of sites, a lot of commercial sites have a lot of fucking ad content, and I block a lot of that shit.
But what happens when we blow up and then we have to like get that ad revenue?
Well, I'm gonna start making some comments like we can have ad revenue from these sites, picking and choosing.
Shit.
So rookie of the year, Luka Doncic. Yeah, this is clearly all fucked. So in order, Luka,
that's
DeAndre, then Trae Young. I don't think
I still think Luka should have got it.
Yeah,
so.
Luka was
Luka
balling
and
throughout
then
the year.
Trae.
This is moot.
And then
This is
Trae,
moot. Yeah,
and then
yeah,
Trae,
this is
and
moot.
Trae Young did come on
This is a
strong.
moot point, yeah.
Yeah,
Sixth man for me, Lou, yeah.
yeah. Lou Williams can win it
Yeah,
every year.
yeah.
I like those two guys though.
Yeah, I get
But
they
I
can-
mean,
they can
they're
sit
not-
down. They
they're
can
not-
sit
But
down.
how do you have
Going into
on the same team? Montrezl Harrell. How do you have two players on the same team for the sixth man? There can only be one.
Yeah.
Can we just say
Yeah,
Lou Williams is
Lou-
the starter
Lou-
off the bench?
Well,
Speaking of Montrezl Harrell,
and Lou Williams.
I'm watching him. Yo, people to watch.
All right,
this.
so what's the next one?
Players to watch this season,
Defensive,
for sure.
as you can see, I wrote down Rudy Gobert for me.
You got Rudy Gobert carrying off. You're happy with that vote last year?
I'm very happy with that.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I
agree
mean, this is still last year.
Most improved player.
Most improved,
Again,
good-
Siakam,
hands down.
Siakam,
Hands
hands
down.
down.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Oh,
Coach of the year, Milwaukee,
yeah.
Mike Budenholzer.
They were the top.
I think
they
that
were
was
the
a
top
hands
team-
down too.
They were the top team in the league.
I think that was a
Yeah,
hands down too.
I'll give it to
Because
you.
you didn't expect Milwaukee going into the season.
Yeah, definitely,
There was,
definitely
I think
not, definitely
Jalen
not.
actually said, shout out Jalen for getting this first. He said Milwaukee and Denver were his teams. I think.
Yeah.
So-
Definitely. And he also like threw in a little bit of that Utah magic. Utah.
What's the Utah Magic?
Utah never had no magic. Once Stockton retired.
They have a really good team right now, man.
No,
Don't count them out
I
this
disagree.
season, yo.
I disagree, but let's move into.
Don't count them out
I
this
disagree.
season,
I
yo.
disagree.
Don't
Do we
you
start with
dare.
the awards for this season, or do you want to just? Because we're not going
Yeah.
to start off this
This-
season. I forgot you're getting people calling you, so you might have to go home and get that curfew in. Award winners going into this season. Are you excited about this season?
Oh, super excited!
I
man.
am
Oh my god!
extremely excited for this season.
What's
we
that
talk
sort of-
about like dynasty. We talked about dynasties rather. This is the first time I feel like the NBA is just like in terms of parity, in terms of like dynamic duos, in terms of people we just are waiting to see what they can do, and people that have things to prove. Duos that have things to prove. People that feel doubted and are just gonna fight back. And let's not talk about those random players that people don't really think about, but have obviously been training, practicing. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of breakout players because so far everyone and their mother is talking about the fact that there's just like dynamic duos. I feel like there are a number of teams that have these sleeper players that might just come out of nowhere and just like contribute to the point where it's like, oh, are we really talking about dynamic duos, or is that another third head to the beast? You know, I'm very, very excited about the season.
Promises to be, as you said, the most intriguing season we've had in years, because going back how many years? If the Warriors have been in business for the last 5 years, we're talking going back maybe 8 years before we've had this sort of discussion on who can come out of East, who can come out of the West. Granted, I'm still a little bit disappointed that in the East, we're still talking 3 teams.
It is what it is.
Do you think we should move the playoffs into a 16 top 16 teams?
Nah, I'm not for that.
That's another thing I should have mentioned
I'm
in
not for
previous
that.
one.
We can talk about that a little bit later, but like that's a whole different conversation.
So
altogether.
I'm really
I'm
excited.
talking about the level of excitement. That we
I'm
feel
super.
going into the
I'm
new
really
season.
really excited.
Yeah.
Everything you mentioned is absolutely correct. Like
Yeah.
I don't know whether it is duels who are going to be the discussion topic at the end of the year, or just team success and change, just general change about how the league looked last year and previous years. versus what it's going to look like this year.
Right.
But there's something to watch, I think, every night. It's not just, well, let's wait till postseason.
Yes.
Let's wait till
Yes.
All-Star break.
I agree with you.
No, let's start watching
agree
now.
with you.
This summer has been crazy.
Yeah.
How much basketball news have you been following this summer compared to
ridiculous.
previous summers?
It felt like last season ended, and like 2 weeks later, it's the new season because we just were bombarded with just so much basketball news and just so much random things going on in the background, and let's not even talk about the rap beef between Damian Lillard and Shaq. I mean, what the hell was that?
I hope it continues.
I don't
think
want it to
that-
continue
no,
because
I
I feel
don't-
like
I-
it should be over, and people that are supporting Shaq need to like
Get out
go
of
to
town.
sleep.
Get out of town.
I love Shaq.
They all have something. I just don't want them to take it into the space where it becomes other than something for public consumption.
That's why I like
you know,
Damian
if it
Lillard.
starts becoming a private shit and it really like deteriorates into the point where it's like Shaq and Howard, like
Oh,
previously,
I
and
see what
they
you mean.
start
I see what
really
you mean.
having
Yeah,
true
yeah,
beefs
yeah.
as opposed to this is something we can do for
I don't
fun.
think that's what's gonna happen. I really don't think that's what's gonna happen.
This is why I want. This is why I want it to continue.
I'm just talking about.
This is why I want it to continue.
I don't
Because
care,
think
I don't-
it is two players looking at their careers, looking at their skills as rappers, as MCs.
I don't care
and
about it
trying to go
continuing
out
to
there.
be honest. I don't
Yeah.
care about
What
it
do you mean?
continuing
I
to
like
be
that.
honest. For me, it's more about the fact that it's just something else that happened that's leading up to the season. Because I'm sorry,
It's
anyone that says that Shaq could like
Either.
relate anything to Damien, it is what it is. Y'all can like.
Not thinking.
I
agree.
I don't
They're not
agree.
thinking straight.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
thinking straight.
But I'm just saying that it's another thing that happened. You know, like freaking. I don't know. It's just. I just got so hype leading up to the season. Then when you watch these like pro am games and like the Drew League games and like things like that, and it's like. I can't wait, man. I can't wait, man.
I like what you said
And
about-
so many people just trying to prove their points that I am here and I can ball. I am one of the elites. Like, oh man.
And like you said, it's kind of like an open slate now because it's, you know, I mean, before we were talking about like, oh, the previous seasons, who's gonna win? Oh, Warriors, yeah, easy.
Yeah.
But then now who?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
It's going to be fun to watch, beginning to end.
And,
Look,
yeah,
I want everybody to be. I want everybody to be healthy.
I'm doing some voodoo magic at the screen. We are currently watching the Lakers versus Clippers first game of the season.
Pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
Is what you're trying to
I
say.
already know what the score is.
I'm
I
going to
already
go
know
back
the
and watch
scores.
this with some audio. So
Yeah, you can do that. You can
so
do
I
that.
can fully
You can do
appreciate
that.
it.
You can do that. But
In a
we
couple
really
hours, yeah.
next week we probably have to talk about this game.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
For
down.
sure.
We have to talk
For
about
sure.
this game.
For sure.
I think it's an important game to talk about.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
This is also the match on Christmas Day. I'm just going to go
Yeah,
out there
that is a
immediately.
watcher,
So
yeah.
I have a number of topics that I wanted to discuss. The awards is one of them, and one of the prediction things. I wanted to go through our predictions for the season. So quickly, let's go through
Yeah.
predictions.
because I gotta.
Predictions. Most improved player for this year.
Most improved player for this year. Damn, who was it? I don't even remember.
Okay, so me and Markel Fultz.
That's
Nah, I
That's
don't.
a good one.
I don't think so.
I
I think it's
did
gonna
anything
suck
last
again
year.
this year.
He's-
I think it's gonna suck again.
Orlando
this
has gone on record and said that he's going to be an important part of the team this year.
year. Yeah, whatever, man.
I love it. I'm just putting my prediction on record. That's my prediction.
I don't have a prediction on this one. What do you have?
Aton.
Aton.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Phoenix.
Okay.
Strong.
All right. Go. Next. Quick.
So next one is MVP.
MVP. I have 4 players.
Okay. List your floor. List your floor. No, I said you
Because the
could.
thing is, you said you can have multiple for discussion.
Yes, for discussion purposes, go through your floor.
Harden, Kawhi, Giannis, and LeBron.
Okay, so first off, I'm going to say
the obvious.
at some point later in the season, by midway point, you have to eliminate the 3 of those.
Of course. I
In fact, by Christmas Day.
Yeah.
By Christmas Day, I
agree,
want
I
a
agree.
strong.
I agree.
I want a strong. This
I
is
agree.
my MVP for
I
the
agree.
year.
Actually, I like that. I can see how they play, and then
Okay, so Christmas Day, all of our votes for these predictions have to be ironed out.
For now,
For
what
me,
you have?
I went through these and I sort of picked one.
And go.
Well, I picked 2.
Go.
LeBron and Steph.
Okay.
Steph Curry stays healthy. on a notably weaker team
Okay.
without anybody who's going to be putting in that time
Okay, I don't believe Steph's
getting buckets.
I don't believe Steph's gonna stay healthy. That's why I didn't put Steph in there.
That's fair. That's a good. This is my one caveat. He remains healthy. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be healthy.
It's a
I
wrap.
think they're gonna beat him up. I think they're gonna
They should.
hit him off the
If-
screens.
but
they're gonna be like.
I don't like the way the
dirty.
coaching
They're gonna,
is- the
put
reffing
foot
is being
down
done
when
these
they
days.
are gonna be harsh with Steph. So that's why I didn't put him up there. But like I still think
I don't
he's gonna
want. I
have a
don't
monster
want them
season.
to do that. I don't want them to be that way. I know they will, and I don't like the way the refs, the change of play has been done. So it's a lot softer at the league, and I fully agree that it is softer than it was in the 90s, 2000s, whatever. But yeah, if they play along these rules, being as soft as it is, he could twist an ankle or so, but he ain't really gonna get beat up the way they used to get beat up. If they were,
We'll see. We'll
if
see.
they were killing
So
it.
you say
And I
Steph,
think with it,
and for you,
that's a good call. Like, yeah, you make me think about stuff. But I have Kawhi actually.
Kawhi's MVP.
Yeah, because I think he has something, another mission going on. You know, where he already has the championships and everything. Okay, fine. But I think he has another mission with the Clippers, and I think the Clippers will be a really top team. And that also, for me, like I said before,
It's gonna be
holds
because of
in
Kawhi.
to the MVP.
Gotcha.
Okay, I think he's got a running mate that
Okay.
can
okay,
take away
okay.
some of his votes.
I love how I picked every single player that's in the top team.
So who was your MVP again?
I told you it's Harden, Kawhi, Giannis, and
I'm
LeBron.
not gonna write all of those down.
No,
No, I mean,
you
we
stay.
Harden,
You're
we-
gonna stay.
we
Okay, you know
got
what,
it
you
on
know
wax.
what,
We
you
got
know
the
what, you know
paper.
what, you know what?
We've got the paper. We've got the paper. We're good. We're gonna keep this.
All right, cool.
Right.
Next,
Defensive Player of the Year, DPOY.
I got Rudy
Mm-hmm.
and Golden State Warriors, the fourth wheel.
Draymond Green.
Draymond
I
Green,
was about
yeah.
to say Draymond.
Draymond keeps dreaming.
There you go. Yeah, that's mine. That's mine.
dream.
Okay. Mine is actually Giannis.
Oh, interesting.
Mine is actually Giannis.
Interesting.
You know these long claw-like arms like Kawhi.
Interesting.
I mean, he doesn't have an MVP. He doesn't need another MVP. But if he goes in and shows them that,
Defensive Player of the Year.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I can defend like anybody.
Interesting. What's you?
I had actually Kawhi and Gobert.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
I don't want to say you're a fan of
Gobert is
Kawhi,
first.
but rebounds,
Gobert.
Clint Capella.
Ooh. Can I change?
Oh, no. We're living in Switzerland. We got to go Swiss. Yeah.
Oh, I
He's going to be
forgot
cleaning
about
up a
Clint
bunch of
Capella.
rebounds now that he's got Westbrook shooting bricks.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I had Embiid actually.
Embiid.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's not
you-
going to play enough to be. I think he's
Not
enough
for
in that, but
rebounds.
I'm
What
not.
do you mean for averaging?
I'm
Rebounds.
just worried about
Not
his
total,
No,
averaging
I'm
rebounds.
worried about his injuries, man.
No. He was served in the league last year.
He can get injured.
I'm-
He's going to average. He'll still average. Double digits.
He averaged 13 last year. I think it was 13 last year, and he was third.
We'll see. Moving on. I gotta go soon.
Steals.
Kawhi.
Kawhi.
Ty Boo, the rookie for Philadelphia.
Who?
That,
I don't even know who
Ty Boo.
Ty Boo. He's a rookie for Philadelphia, and he plays a lot like Kawhi, like a super young Kawhi. But through the preseason, if you watch the preseason games, he was cleaning up. He was averaging 3 steals, 3 blocks in preseason.
Okay.
Maybe 3 and 2, 3 and 1, or something like this. But he was
I don't know who that is. I
and,
don't
and,
even know what
a
he
ton
looks
of,
like.
and a ton of deflections. No, Tybuli's like 6'9" or something like, with a really good arm span.
I don't know who that is.
6'7", with a really long arm span.
All right. Next.
What do I have next? Blocks.
I got
This one's gonna be good.
2,
Okay.
and y'all are no. Sorry, I got 3.
Hey,
Okay, we can clean this up later in the
Yeah,
year.
exactly. I got Rudy.
Okay. Safe bet.
I got Dwight,
Safe bet.
and I got.
Dwight is not a safe bet. I'm just talking
No,
about shit.
I got someone who. Is acting a fool guy?
JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
So JaVale McGee played lights out last
Somebody
year.
help us.
Don't forget, JaVale McGee played lights out last
Should I
year.
write this down?
He played lights out last year, so I'm not going to give you shit for
JaVale
that.
McGee.
I'm not going to give you shit for that. He played lights out last year. He played really solid minutes. I mean, his health keeps up. It's possible.
Yeah, he can definitely do it. I agree, but it's JaVale McGee, so.
Alright.
So I got Taco Fall.
I don't know if he's gonna play enough.
He's not going to play enough, but
I think it's gonna be
damn it, I want to see him play.
fourth game is gonna be like,
Damn it, I want to see him play.
my ankle
Oh,
gone.
I want to see him play. DPOY blocks, steals, rebounds, assists.
No, wait, Mutz. We didn't get Mutz's.
Yeah, we did.
Gobert.
He
Oh,
said-
Gobert as
he said
well.
For
Gobert.
blocks, yeah.
Okay.
Gobert.
Okay, assists.
Assists. Wait, who? Did I write anyone down for assists?
I have Rubio and James.
I have James and Trey. Trey Burke.
Like
No, Trey Young. So what am I saying? Sorry.
LeBron James
Yeah, LeBron James.
for assists.
Yeah.
Trey Burke is interesting because he's
No,
a
Trey
shooter.
Young.
Trey Young.
Trey Young
Ah,
for the Hawks.
yo, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, he's still a shooter. This is
He's a
you
shooter,
said,
but he's a. Okay.
He's
I
a-
say,
That's
I say
a
this
good
coming
one.
off the back of watching Drew League over the summer, and some of the passes.
oh, he's a hell of a good passer.
I mean, I was a bit confused. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, he's gonna shoot that. No, it's a pass, but there's no gap. But the ball got there.
So he's an amazing assist person. He has the skill. He can see people and he can get the
Hashtag,
angles.
if anyone watching basketball knows anime, Kuroko no Basket. Yeah.
That's a mic drop. That's a mic drop if ever. So for assists, I actually have Westbrook.
Ah, interesting.
Because you gotta think,
that's a
you
bit
gotta
of a-
feel.
That's a bit of a conundrum and a
You
paradox.
got it is,
And a paradox.
but you gotta feel like you have the two most high usage players in the league on the same team.
Yeah.
One of them can score and shoot. The other one can just score. You gotta think that he's also been one of the league leaders in assists the last 3 years, with averaging his triple double.
I have a
Averaging his
counter-argue.
triple
I have
double.
a
So now we're gonna
counter-argue.
take away some of his
I have-
shots and start passing. And Clint Capella and James Harden, oh, those guys get buckets. And if you put them in the right position, they get buckets. So that's my reason. But Luka Doncic is my second guy.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I put that down because Luka Doncic is definitely
All right.
In the category.
Who's first? Oh, what?
That's a good one, man.
Yeah, man.
I had Rubio and James.
Rubio and James. Yeah, he said Rubio and James. Rubio, who's he playing for now? He's not playing for the Jazz anymore.
The
Who's
Suns.
So both of y'all have LeBron James as well. So
No, I have LeBron. I'll take LeBron.
I'm gonna completely skip past the Rubio pick because
Oh God! All right,
that's
next.
goaltending. For fuck's sake, that's goaltending.
Next. Oh, that's it.
Holy fuck, that's goaltending.
Quick.
So scoring champ.
Scoring champ. Wait, who did I have? Scoring champ. The hell is this? What? That's not right.
Yo,
Hey, no, man.
no way. You gotta say it now. You gotta let us know.
Man.
So, yo, how you gonna ruin our wax? So,
Man, I got like.
Dude, the paper is crying, man. Stop.
Yeah.
seriously, my table is crying too.
Delete that real quick. Scoring champ. Who do y'all have?
Oh no. You
I've
trust?
started every single time. It's
No,
my
you
time.
haven't. No.
Yes, I have.
Okay, fine. I said Curry.
Curry or Harden?
Curry or Harden?
Who did you put, man? Be honest. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I think.
Come
it was,
on.
I think it was,
You can put pause. You can put
No,
pause and tell
I think
us.
it was an accident. It was actually I put Rudy Gobert. So I obviously did not read. No, because the thing is like, dude, it's close to.
Yo, okay.
No, because
done.
whoever made this list put scoring champ next to rebounds. So I think Rudy Gobert was meant to go into the rebound section. That's what I think. So yeah.
Rookie of the year. Rookie of the year.
I'm gonna go. Do you guys know what's going on?
Yes.
No.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 weeks.
Oh yeah.
We all know
that,
6 to 8.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still, if you can come back and still play in like the
Oh, yeah.
Pelicans are in a situation where they can be challenging for the playoffs, I still believe Zion Williamson will be the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if not him, RJ Barrett, because he is just
New York. I haven't seen his preseason.
Knicks,
I saw
Knicks, Knicks.
I haven't seen his preseason. I saw his summer league.
The thing is,
and his summer league was shit.
I think he's just like kind of like just thirsty to be that guy.
Sure.
I hate to like put
Sure.
it in that direction and put it in that way, but it's
Sure.
I just feel like he just wants to be that guy, and he's just gonna be extra. So his stats are gonna be a little bit elevated, given the fact that they're a shit team. No one expects anything of them, and he's just gonna like try his best.
How was his preseason? Did you watch preseason?
I mean, he was like doing like 18, 19 points. I mean, it's okay for a rookie, right? I mean, it's not.
It's better than what he did.
But
in
I'm just
preseason.
talking about like
in-
within the actual season itself. The
Okay.
Knicks don't have anything to lose.
No, they can
because
go
they're not
up, but
going
they
anywhere.
can develop-
And
they
so
can
I just
develop,
feel
they
like
can
he's just gonna like go for stats,
Yeah.
and that's why I think it might be him if not Zion.
And Roy is about stats too.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna change what you think. What you guys. I'm definitely gonna be unique in this. So for my rookie of the year, I went with. Just see if I can get this.
Taco.
No, I'm not that obscene with my shit, right? Fucking, where did I put it? Oh yeah. So you've heard about Hero from Miami, right?
Oh yes.
Oh, the
my
Japanese
yes.
guy.
I
No,
agree
no,
with
no,
you.
no. Hero
Yes.
from Miami. Hero is Miami people.
wait.
The white dude out of I don't know where he's from.
Oh, I heard
But
about
the white
that.
dude, he's
Yeah.
lighting it up. Like he's like basically.
I heard some news about him the last couple of days.
Kawhi's playing with who again?
I don't know who that is.
But anyhow, he's playing like him. Quite frankly, he is super efficient. He's averaging maybe 18, but he's doing it on like 8 shots.
Cool.
And then my second guy was the Japanese guy who's playing for Wizards.
Yeah, he's pretty
Hiroshima.
Good. Yeah, Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
because he's working.
Oh no!
Rudy. So I actually wrote down his name. So his name is
Yo,
Rui Hachimura.
I just said Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Yo, edit that shit out.
Rui Hachimura.
Yo, we gonna get canceled.
Before even started with cancer.
But yeah, and also Ja Morant as a third player.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
'Cause he's playing for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
And I guarantee you, they're
But
gonna
he's
need
pretty good.
someone.
He's been like
they're gonna need
he's been
someone
putting
to
up
put
good
up
numbers.
buckets. So
He's been putting up good numbers.
Ja Morant on the
Yeah.
Grizzlies on a bad team.
Ooh, there's that little kid as well in the. Oh fuck, where did he? Fuck, I don't remember where he plays for. I am blanking right now. Short kid with the dreads, shoots like a beast. Something Collins. Whatever.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
league leaders
Leaders.
coming out of the East.
Oh, Sixers for me.
Huh?
Yep.
What? Bucks.
Okay, and you think it's Sixers Bucks final by any
Yeah.
chance? Sixers Bucks final.
Yep.
I think Sixers Bucks final, and I got the Sixers too.
Okay.
Dude, Al Horford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they pick up a shooter, if they pick up a shooter, that's it. West,
West. What do you mean? Coming out number one?
give me the top two, the finals,
Two,
West finals.
let's see, I have 3, but I'll go with Clippers, Lakers.
I'm going Clippers. And oh no, I'm ruining this right now.
Take your time, buddy.
Blazers, Nuggets.
No, stop it.
You said no real quick, buddy. Where are you going? Houston? Jazz?
Clippers, Houston. I'm trying to be controversial.
I think it probably will be something like that, but actually I think the finals are going to be Clippers, Denver, because I think Denver is going to do really well in the regular season, and so will the Clippers, so they won't see each other till the finals. Otherwise, I would have gone.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I'm just going feeling.
otherwise,
right now,
I
man.
would
Like,
have. I agree with him 100%. Otherwise, I agree with him 100%. Clippers,
Lakers?
Okay.
I just think that the way the brackets are going to close out, they won't. They may see each other's in the semifinals.
Yeah, and I think Denver is gonna focus on the playoffs rather than regular season.
And who was yours?
Clippers, Lakers.
And you?
Clippers, Lakers, or Clippers and Denver,
Yeah.
Western.
Yeah, if the third would be for me, yeah, Denver or Houston.
Winning it all.
Denver.
Winning it all. So, Chris.
By the way, we do this again for the playoffs. Just for the playoffs. But Clippers. I've got Clippers. I've got Philadelphia.
I have actually interesting.
I've got Philadelphia.
Yeah, I have Clippers, Lakers, or Philadelphia.
I've got Philadelphia
Yeah, Philadelphia.
in 7. In 7.
Clippers,
Here's the-
Clippers, Philadelphia.
I don't
in
want to
7.
hear it.
Here's the caveat. They need one shooter.
Who?
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia needs one shooter.
One shooter. One Riddick. One just knockdown shooter.
All right. On that note, this is the end
Episode
of
one.
episode 1. We did good, I think.
I think we did pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Up to the editor now.
Again, no research, no stats. This is just feeling. This is just us being us. This is just bullshit.
This would be a normal day out with a couple of
Exactly.
drinks, just chilling.
So yeah, we got this. Peace out. Next week. Bye.